Today we're at Pigeon Forge Landing RV Resort here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and we have a freshwater tank filling for no reason, which typically means that the water pump is allowing water back through to fill the fresh tank. Today we are going to show you how to dig into there and fix it. A lot of times in the fifth wheel, the water pump's going to be located right back here. And since the check valve in the water pump has failed allowing water to fill up the fresh water tank, we need to gain access. So we're going to start removing screws all over the place to gain access behind this panel. Now in this model, which is a Forest River Sanibel, the water pump was located right behind that panel. Only took about 2 minutes to get it out. And now we're looking for the outflow side of the water pump. So where you see the water filter, that's going to be the inflow side. So we're going to want to be thinking about adding the check valve on the other side there. Now we want to make sure that the water is turned off. And I'm going to come over to the low point drains just to keep a mess from going everywhere. And we're going to drain all the water in the system. Okay, all the water is drained from the system, or as much as we can possibly get. So again, this is your inflow side. Typically down on the edges here, you can find arrows too, if it helps. But we are going to remove this guy here and then add the check valve somewhere along that outflow line. Now that I got it unplugged, I'm going to pull it out here where I can work on it just a little bit. Remember, the flow of the water is coming into this and out into the water system. So we want to make sure the arrow on the check valve is pointed the direction of my finger. Here's my 1/2-inch check valve, along with 2 1/2-inch barbed fittings that are going to screw into either side of this before installation. Now I've got my check valve good and tight. This arrow here indicates the direction of water flow. So again, the water's coming out of the pump and out into the system. I want that direction of water flow to follow into the RV. Okay, now we have both crimp rings installed, ready to go. Time to get the water pump, or the check valve in place. Let's turn it until we see the arrow. So that would be upside down. There it is, good and clear. And it's just going to slip in on this side and the other side. We're going to crimp it and reconnect and we're done. Okay, that's final installation. So the water will come out of the pump here through the check valve and out into the RV if you want to use the pump in the fresh tank. Otherwise, the city water will now get stuck here and not allow it to pass through the pump. And there it is. All we have left to do now is just a test for leaks.